Good morning and welcome to this press conference about the EIB Group annual results for 2016. Thank you very much for turning up. We have here President Werner Hoyer, accompanied by Deputy Secretary General Marjut Santoni and the Deputy Chief Executive of the European Investment Fund, the other branch of the EIB Group, Roger Avnit. So what we will do now is Marjut Santoni will give a short presentation about the figures and the results, and this will be followed by an address by President Hoyer. So without further ado, Marjut.
Thank you, Matteo, and good morning. I'm happy to present the group results for 2016, all the results and achievements that the EIB Group has done. Now, in 2016, the total EIB Group financing amounted to 83.8 billion euros. However, we measure our success not by the volume of our financing, but by its impact. Last year's financing supported investment in the order of 280 billion euros. But let's look what is behind these figures in terms of our policy goals. We delivered a record performance on SMEs of more than 33 billion euros in financing, driven by the EIF by 9.5 billion euros. It was again a record year for the EIF. We supported around 300,000 smaller companies, which employ around 4.4 million people. Close to 20 billion euros went to infrastructure, and more than 55 million people benefit in economically less developed regions, such as Slovakia, Romania, or Portugal. Around 17 billion euros went to environmental projects. For example, we backed safer drinking water for some 25 million people worldwide. And then we come to innovation. Here we provided more than 13 billion euros of financing, and among other things, that enables around 11 million very fast digital interconnections. Now, about EIB support to investment. We are adjusting the kinds of deals we do so we can maximize our impact to real economy. We are getting smarter at supporting investment, the total of which is growing, as you can see here, and approaching around 300 billion euros. This means that we are effectively attracting other investors. EIB Group is a crowding-in group. We finance smaller and more complex operations. We develop new products and partnerships with national promotional institutions. Our aim is to find the right financing solution, not the biggest one. But the question we ask always ourselves is, how do we know that what we do actually works? We measure our long-term impact. Let me show you what we found. We had a capital increase which boosted our activities from January 2013 until March 2015. By this year, these activities will have helped to create 830,000 jobs. By 2030, this rises to around 1.4 million jobs. And this is also how we will be looking at EFSI. And we expect to have more concrete results on EFSI later this year. A few words about investment plan for Europe. The investment plan for Europe has been a true game changer for the bank and for the EIF. With the new products for the bank, we have reached out for many more new clients. 3 out of 4 of our clients are new ones to the bank. And halfway through the plan, we are more than halfway to our target of mobilizing 350 billion euros. We have signed transactions in every member state. When looking at the investments in relation to gross domestic product, the countries that benefited the most were Estonia, Bulgaria, Spain, Portugal, and Italy. And we are further stepping up our advisory services. We are working to ensure local provision of advisory support in every member state, in close collaboration with national promotional institutions and local authorities. The big expansion of our advisory services confirms that the knowledge and expertise of our staff is valued by our partners as much as our financial backing. The new advisory hub alone has worked on 340 requests for support since it was launched in 2015. And all in all, we have assisted over 500 projects in the course of last year with expert advice and technical support. Yet, barriers to investment remain, and these are mainly regulatory ones. And let me now turn to outside of the European Union activities. Outside of the European Union, we have provided some 8 billion euros of finance in candidate countries, our neighbors to east and south, as well as across Africa, the Pacific and Caribbean, Asia and Latin America. In these regions, we support sustainable growth and jobs and climate action. We know that increasing quality of life globally is beneficial for everyone, both inside and outside the European Union. So we see the Economic Resilience Initiative launched last year by us as a key contribution to tackling the migration challenge. Now, cooperation with partners is crucial on climate, especially in putting the Paris Agreement in motion. For the 7th year running, we have exceeded our target, providing over 19 billion euros to help mitigate climate change and adapt to its impact. This is 26% of our lending in 2016. And as you well know, we aim to provide $100 billion of finance for climate action over 5 years until 2020. Now, how do we finance ourselves? All of our financing is made possible by our borrowing program. Despite periods of market uncertainty last year, we succeeded raising over 66 billion euros on the capital markets. The majority of our investors come from the European Union, however, some 32% outside of the Union. Thus, you see, we are channeling investment to European projects. And I am very happy to announce as well that in addition to all these transactions our board of directors approved last year, the board of directors also approved a gender lending policy, a gender lending strategy. And this strategy is being implemented starting in 2017. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Marjut. And now President Hoyer for your address. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, thank you very much for your interest in this press conference this morning. It's a pleasure to be with you as the European Investment Bank, the EU Bank Group, announces these impressive results for 2016 that you have just heard. It has been a year of great changes. Indeed, it is just 2 days since the weekend that changed the world order. At such a moment in history, uncertainty about the future can cause difficulties for long-term investment projects. It is at times like this that the role of public investment bank like the EIB becomes even more relevant. Amid all the uncertainty, I'm certain I can demonstrate that in the case of the bank, these changes are a source of optimism and confidence for Europe. We are confronting major challenges, and we are doing so successfully. Looking ahead, we must and we will make sure that 2017 is the year of innovation for the EIB Group and for Europe. And I will tell you today about some of the financial structures and deals the EIB has built to lay the foundations for this innovative future. In 2016, the EIB Group enhanced its global role both in investment and in engagement with other multilateral investment banks to support Europe's global responsibilities at a time of uncertainty. This matters now more than ever, as multilateralism is dangerously called into question. I'm convinced, less multilateralism would weaken our societies and increase instability. It is urgent